My name is Pavan Sukhdev. I am the study leader of a project called TEEB on the economics of ecosystems and biodiversity. TEEB's main purpose was to try and end the economic invisibility of nature and to oblige governments and businesses to pay greater attention to the value that nature provides to the economy and to societies. The Smith School of Enterprise and the Environment brings together two of the greatest actors in this space, which is the world of the environmental communities and the world of business. And frankly, a lot of the debate and a lot of the action that is required will be by and with corporations, because they are 3/4 of the global economy, they are 70-odd% of global employment, and they are the largest consumers and takers of resources, natural resources and ecosystem services. So I think that's really my interest in this event, and I'm delighted to see that the audience is such a vast group of experts from around the space of biodiversity ecosystems, and hopefully they'll come out with interesting ideas for policymakers and businesses to take forward. I'm delighted that many companies are putting forward what appear to be aggressive, but I think meaningful targets for themselves, including some very challenging ones like Sony, which is not here today, but they want to be environmentally neutral. They have called it a road to zero by 2020. Rio Tinto has announced that they want to be biodiversity positive by 2015. That's not very far away. And for a mining company to say that requires a huge amount of planning and effort to achieve that intent. So clearly there are a few leaders, but unfortunately a few leaders will not change everything. They will provide proof of concept of targets, of visions, but also proof of concepts of willingness to disclose. And I think in that I have to take off my hat to Jochen Seitz, who is the chairman and CEO of Puma, and they have come out with what I consider to be the world's first truly complete set of accounting rules for recognizing the value of nature and recognizing their impacts. They've measured already and disclosed carbon and freshwater footprint, and they're planning to go further. And I think that is the direction of openness, disclosure, leadership, recognition of responsibility, and a conscious effort to measure what you manage in order to be able to reduce your negative footprints and increase your positive footprints on society. So I think there is certainly hope, but I'm afraid a single swallow does not make the spring, and I think that is the challenge. Oil companies need to recognize they're actually energy companies. Transportation companies need to recognize that they're logistics managers. And I think that recognition of the nature of the challenge that is being addressed by their business model is as important as anything else. But once they've done that, then comes the nitty-gritty of figuring out, okay, what does a new business model entail in terms of processes, manufacturing capacity, and people, and then begin to start planning those changes. And transition is never cheap. Transition is never easy. But to be honest, today transition is not a choice. Well, I think there's enough optimism. Whether there's enough to go around or not, I think that's up to us. We have to combine our optimism with pragmatism and solutions. And I think the discussion, if it hinges on change in corporate models, at an economy level, change in the nature of employment and where the future opportunities for employment are. I mean, the so-called recession, the global recession, is 3 years gone and we still haven't addressed unemployment. Now I know employment is a lagging indicator, but surely 3 years is a bit of a lag, isn't it? I think we have something more fundamental happening here, and there's no point brushing this knowledge under the carpet. We've got to recognize that we've created an economy which does not meet the needs of humans. We have an economy which is not a green economy, as we call it, but rather a brown economy. A green economy is one which creates human well-being, which includes sufficient employment to go around. It creates an increase in social equity, which means less distributional disparities. And at the same time, it's ecologically and environmentally secure by, in fact, reducing the risks of ecology, of scarcities, and reducing the risks of climate change and other forms of environmental damage. So if we don't have an economy of that nature, and sadly today we don't, then I think we are kidding ourselves. So we need to gear up to recognize that challenge and then go with it. And I think corporations, by the very definition of their engagement in society and the size of their role within the economy, just have to be the forefront of that engagement. Let's take a simple case of energy. Now, today we have energy subsidies, basically price subsidies of the order of $550 billion per annum, production subsidies of $100 billion. I beg your pardon, but oil and gas, which is what these subsidies are for, are not exactly a Mother Teresa charity. I don't think they need so much subsidy. Today, we should focus on ensuring that subsidies are targeted at tomorrow's problems and not yesterday's problems. The challenge is not providing enough energy for production today. The challenge is how do you ensure that this energy is of a secure form and is used efficiently. These are the challenges which we must focus if we want to pay energy subsidies. Likewise, agricultural subsidies, 275 billion. You know, people ask about where will you get financing for the green economy. I ask them, why are you financing the brown economy? Your subsidies add up to $1 trillion per annum. That's financing. That's public financing. That's your taxes and my taxes that are going towards financing the brown economy. Why are we doing that? Why are we not recognizing the reality?